All right, guys, we finally made it to our math lesson for today. Having a lot of trouble, but I got it going. We are doing an exploration today. We are going to be working with those arrays that we did in our math message. So I have a GeoBoard here with us. I'm sorry that you guys don't have the ones that we have in class with you. So you're just going to have to follow along with me, answer my questions, and I apologize that you can't actually do one along with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these pegs on our GeoBoard as our array. So just like that muffin pan, we had rows, right? So each of these is a row. And then we had muffins in each row. And for this one, we have pegs in each row. So we're going to use a GeoBand. I'm going to put it around a certain amount of pegs. And then you guys are going to help me come up with the answer to the 3 questions. How many rows? How many in each row? How many all together, and then we're going to come up with a repeated addition fact to go with it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a band. We're going to start right here. We're going to drag that band over. Sorry. I'm just going to, it was working for me before. All right, let's just see. Apologize for a second while I figure this out. All right, guys, sorry about that. I think I figured it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this square that I made, but we're not looking at it as a square. We're looking at it as an array. So we're going to look at the pegs, the dots that the GeoBand is surrounding, and we're going to use that as our array. So I'm going to bring up a text box for us so that we can answer some of the questions that I'm going to ask you guys. All right, so the first question is, how many rows do we have? How many rows do we have? Okay, so we have 2 rows, right? The top row and the bottom row. So we have row 1 and row 2. So we have 2 rows. Okay, and how many do we have in each row? How many pegs do we have in each row? Okay, so we have 2 pegs in each row. Okay. And then how many is that all together? Let's count them. So we could count by ones, but we also could count by twos. 2, 4. So there's 4 pegs in all. Okay. So what would our addition fact be? Our addition fact is our rows plus our rows plus our row plus our row. So our first row is 2. Plus our second row, which is 2, and 2 plus 2 gives us 4, right? So this is an array that is 2 rows of 2, right? Which is the same thing, 2 rows of 2, right? Or 2 groups of 2. And no matter which way we put it, it's all going to equal 4. Perfect. Let's try another one. Okay. We're going to clear this, reset this. We're going to try a different color band. See if it wants to be a little bit more cooperative than the last one. Okay, I'm going to put that. Actually, we're going to drag him down a little farther. And we're going to put that one there. And we're going to bring that one there. And we're going to bring this one all the way over here. All right, perfect. So now we're going to take a look at this shape that I made. We're not looking at it as a rectangle, but we're looking at it as an array. We're looking at how many rows do we have and how many do we have in each row. Okay, so then we're going to answer our questions. So we're going to come back to our text box, which we have right here. All right, and we're going to come back up here. All right, so how many rows do we have? I see the first row, I see the second row, and I see the third row. So we have 3 rows. How many are in each row? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 in each row. Okay. And how many in all? How many all together? We could count by ones, but a lot easier way would be to count by 5s because there's 5 in each row. So 5, 10, 15. We have 15 in all. All right, so what would our repeated addition fact be? It would be our first row plus our second row plus our third row. Our first row is 5 plus our second row, which is 5, plus our third row, which is 5. And 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. Okay, so we have 3 rows of 5. We have 3 groups of 5. Or we have 5 plus 5 plus 5. And all those ways are going to give us 15. These are all just different ways of saying the same exact thing. Okay, let's try one more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear that. And come back to our GeoBoard. And let's make another one. All right, so we're going to take our band. And we're going to put our band here. Let's drag it down a little bit here. All right, bring it over and bring this guy over. Okay, so here's another array for us. Let's take a look at how many rows we have and how many are in each row. Let's bring our text box back up. All right, so first question is, how many rows? So each one of these is a row. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 4 rows. How many are in each row? I come back and I look 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 2 in each row. 8, then I want to know how many all together. So I could count by ones, but a better way would be to skip count. And I can skip count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 in all. All right. So now we think about our repeated addition. What would our repeated addition number model be? It's all of our rows added up. So our first row is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And that equals 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's our repeated addition fact. So we have found out that we have 4 rows of 2 or 4 groups of 2. And eventually, just so that you guys can see, eventually what this will turn into is 4 times 2. And I'll pull that up for you guys so that you can see it. All right. All of this work that we're doing is getting us ready for multiplication. Right? But it's easier to see exactly why is 4 times 2. Oh, sorry, that should be 12. 4 times 2 is 8. Because we're just simply looking at something you already know how to do, which is addition, right? You're looking at the addition, right? You're thinking about just adding the same number over and over again, thinking about groups, thinking about rows. And once we understand all of that, then multiplication comes really easily. All right, so I'm going to have an activity for you guys to practice this. I'm going to post it to our webpage right underneath this video. And I want for you guys to give working on arrays a little bit of a try. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.